On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, I would like to talk about the Digix gold token today because it's on the cusp of being launched, the DGX token that we've been waiting for a couple of years now. So let's get into it. Now what I did is I went to the Digix website, scrolled to the bottom, it's digix.global, and there's a button where you can sign up to the Digix marketplace. And the first thing you're presented with is a set of terms and conditions. Because I don't already have an account, I get the terms and conditions. Now, what's interesting about terms and conditions, the legal documents, is they contain everything, right? They have to contain everything and every bit of detail because that's really what you're agreeing to. It's even better than reading the website because the website may omit certain bits of information that don't matter in terms of marketing, but have to be in the legal agreement. So the legal agreement is kind of the last word in the detail of how it works. So this is an educational video. It's not a substitute for reading the entire agreement yourself. So please do make sure you read it before you sign up for an account and start messing with it. But what I've done is I've absorbed the entire agreement. I've read through it word for word, and I've picked out what I believe to be the important details, which you may not notice if you read it yourself. Now, I say that the DGX token is it's a serious rival or a serious alternative to Tether, right? Now, the way this works, the Digix gold token, it is almost identical as a model to how Tether works. So Digix have this vaulted gold, right? And then they represent that gold by using Ethereum-based tokens called DGX tokens. And one DGX equals 1 gram of vaulted gold. Pretty simple. In Tether, 1 token equals $1 of vaulted cash, we could say. That's fair enough to say, isn't it? Now, one of the biggest kind of objections to this model that I've heard is that we have a middleman in between us and the value, right? So with Tether Corporation, the dollar is over there in Tether's bank account, and then there's us and there's the token in the middle, but Tether Corporation in the middle. And similarly, in this case, we have the Digix organization in the middle of us and the real value, which happens to be the gold. Now, since Tether, the token, it represents a USD, well, the USD is a very price-stable asset, isn't it, right? So the token is also very stable. But gold, the price of gold does move around a bit, more so than the US dollar, but it does have the benefit of having a limited supply, gold, right? Because there's so much of it in the ground. And gold is way more stable than, any cryptocurrency you can name that isn't actually designed to be a price stable asset itself. So it's as stable as gold, right? Put it that way. So that's a lot better than crypto. So basically, if you want to park your crypto wealth, your crypto value in an asset that has low volatility, not no volatility, but low volatility, then from now on you can just convert it to DGX and then you'll have the stability of gold. And then later on you can either turn it back, your DGX, you can turn it back into your desired cryptocurrency, or you can have the gold bullion itself removed from the vault, and then it can be made available for collection in Singapore. Now that's the key point. At the moment, they're not offering to deliver it to you, right? So once you make a withdrawal request, you have 30 days to go to Singapore and actually collect your gold. If you don't collect it in time, well, then the gold goes back in the vault and you lose the recasting fee of 1 DGX. Also be aware that the minimum removal limit, the minimum amount for physical delivery is 100 grams. So if you have less than that, you can't take it out. And even then, I think the withdrawals are in increments of 100. So when you order the withdrawal, make the withdrawal request, you have to 100 grams, 200 grams, 300 grams. That they're in 100 gram installments, right? You can't just have 150 grams, for example. Now, next thing, if you transfer DGX tokens, as well as paying the normal Ethereum transaction fee to move the ERC20 token from one wallet address to another, Digix will charge a 0.13% fee on top. So that's on par with most cryptocurrency exchanges, which Digix essentially are, but it's slightly higher, right? We're used to paying about 0.1% in exchange fees. Another fee, there's a storage fee charged by Digix. It's 0.6% per annum. And this covers things like physically storing the gold, guarding the gold in big vaults with security systems, insuring the gold, that sort of stuff. And this is 0.6%. That's also slightly higher than what the average, I would say. I mean, consider it next to Vaultoro, which charge a fee of 0.4% on the gold that you store. So that's quite a bit cheaper. That's almost a third cheaper than Digix. Although with Vaultoro doesn't tokenize the gold. They just allow you to take Bitcoin, trade it for vaulted gold, and then back again. So it's not quite the same. Now the storage fee is it's normally deducted from your gold balance, right? That's normally how it works. That's how it works on Vaultoro anyway. And they charge it on a monthly basis based on how much you've got. Now, some other notes from the terms and conditions before you sign up. So the company behind the project is based in Singapore, right? So that means the legal agreement that we make is with a Singaporean company. Just making you aware of that. And that also means that the agreement and any disputes you have are governed by Singaporean law. So that's important to know. Now, using the Digix platform, it requires full identity verification for, anti-money laundering and all that sort of stuff. And you have to be a minimum age of 18 years old, which I imagine most of you watching this will be. The other thing that I thought was important to note is that it's Digix Physicals Private Limited, the company, right? They maintain title to the gold bullion in the vault, meaning they legally own the vaulted gold unless you collect it in person. And at the point where you collect it in person, the title to that gold is transferred to you. Now, this means that our relationship is with Digix company in the same way that we have a relationship with a bank, right? And I think it's fair to say that Digix is essentially a gold bank, and they use the crypto token as an IOU, right? They owe you 1 gram of gold for every Digix token that you own, right? So you have the right to redemption, just like with a normal bank. So worst case scenario, if Digix were to become insolvent, well, the gold is on their balance sheet as a company, and it's their asset. So if they had creditors and they were insolvent, well, the creditors could seize that gold as an asset and use it to pay the company's debts. So that's just something to bear in mind in terms of the legal framework around this sort of stuff. And in that case, we would most likely lose some or all of our gold, just like if a bank collapses and they take their our fiat currency with them. So, in Western countries like the United Kingdom and the US, we have deposit insurance, so that up to a certain limit, if you have, I think in the UK it's something like £80,000. If you have £80,000 or less in a bank and that financial institution fails, well, the government insurance scheme will pay out for that if the bank collapses. But I didn't read anything in the Digix DAO terms and conditions that said that they insure the gold against insolvency. So that was that point. The agreement also states that if the government were to confiscate the gold, Digix isn't liable to us for that, right? So that same goes, they list a whole bunch of extreme circumstances which also applies. Say if a war breaks out and then the vault gets raided by bandits or something and they take all the gold, hard luck, Digix ain't going to compensate us for that. So that's pretty much the major details that I thought may be noteworthy from the terms and conditions. The other half of the text is actually the privacy policy. So just be aware you're agreeing to 2 agreements in one, the terms and conditions and the privacy policy. And this is even before I got to the sign-in screen before register. I haven't actually registered for an account yet. I thought I'd make this video and talk to you before actually register an account, and I thought I could maybe do a video about that. But I just thought that using my eye for detail, I would pick out the pertinent details of some of the things that you might just want to be aware of before you go ahead and sign up for a Digix account. But that's it. Those are all the details that I've picked out for you. So that's all for this video. If you like this episode of the Cryptoverse, hit the like button. If you disliked it, hit the dislike button. Please leave me a comment below with some feedback and hit that subscribe button. Alright guys, that is all for today, so I'll be back with the next episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney saying bye for now.